Welcome to another episode of Family History with Chris, coming to you from Idaho. Uh, yeah, this is not my background, but that's okay. Uh, so we had a good day yesterday. Uh, let's see, uh, temple trip was awesome, and let's see. Afterwards, we were going to go to North Highway Cafe. That's where a lot of my aunts and uncles met each other and stuff. My mom and dad were one of those, but it was packed over there. So we went to Smitty's, and I think it was only about 30 of us. So still a large group, but anyway, really good to see people. And one thing I noticed was we're getting old. It's I'm sorry, but it that happens, with time and stuff like that. So I did find out, my mic my Mike, my uncle Mike is 64, and he's number 4. So I think they were saying my uncle Ben, which is the oldest, is about 71 or something like that. So uh, I did get my shirt. If you see it, it's free, established 1952. It's back when my grandparents were married. So yeah, it was really cool. Uh, it's neat to neat to see people. And here's the thing, though, is like with the hatch line. My mom's number 5, but uh, the we're just socially awkward and introverted, so it's it's hard to get ourselves to get out and get in large crowds and stuff. And the Free Family is now up to 282 that I found out. Um, I thought I had 64 cousins. Apparently, I have 66. So, yeah, back when I memorized that, I was minus 2. So, uh, really neat. Let's see what else. So we did that, and then everybody went up to Rigby Lake afterwards. I did not go. Um, Sorry, I just wasn't feeling it. I needed to get out. Now, none of my family went either. Katie may have, or I'm sorry, yeah, my sister may have and her family, but I guess they got busy or something. So sorry. Uh, and then last night it was all the brothers and sisters got together, just them, and cousins. We all got together over at my aunt Kathy's house, and so it it was really neat. I mean, like, uh, my uncle Scott, he's the one that he's the youngest right now. Used to be second youngest. Unfortunately, my uh, youngest uncle had passed a while ago. So, um, yeah, but I found out he's like, what, only 9 years older than me or something. So, in fact, my oldest cousin is 1 year older than him. So, yeah, there's a large range. And then I found out I have a couple cousins that are already grandparents, which is awesome and interesting and crazy, whatever you want to call it. Um, and a lot of people didn't recognize me with the beard and stuff. This is not normally what I have. I'm not one with a beard, but then I get people like my brother-in-law say it looks good on you, or other people say the same thing. I'm thinking about chopping it off here after this reunion or something. just just cause it's like, well, there's no reason for it. My hair too. This is about normal, but since my mission, I've learned how to shave my head, and well, with not exactly all the way down like a lot of people do, but you, do my own haircut and stuff. It helps save money. Don't have to use as much shampoo and things like that. So it is beautiful up here in Idaho. I bet you the weather's what in the it's 53 and clear. So uh, if I was in New Mexico, it'd probably be in the 70s already. That's just how it is. Uh, so here's another thought that came to my. No, I've had this impression, and like last time, I had mentioned I have got to see my aunt Carolyn. Uh, and I believe I'm the one that gets to take over the family history for the hatch line, uh, or at least I get to take all her information, pictures and things like that. Uh, so I look forward to that. I have got to go talk to her though, because everybody's just getting old, and when I told I went and hung out with my older brother yesterday, and I told him that it's like, yeah, I've got to go see Aunt Carolyn. He's like, yes, you do. Uh, and I think my dad would say the same thing. Yes, you need to go. You need to go see her. So anyway, it's interesting. I feel like I kind of feel like I'm a crybaby or something. I start getting choked up and stuff, but it that happens when there's something important and it's coming from my heart. So lessons learned, with you guys, know where your information is coming from, it or what you're sending. If it's really from the heart, that's important. That's what you need. uh, that's what you need to share, or that's what you need to take. um, Even so, like, oh, okay, so yesterday in the temple. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know this table was okay. So one thing I learned, and I made a video of this, for Peter. Stu- his ordinances were done back in 2018 in the Twin Falls Temple, and so now you got up to the endowments, and here it is, 2024. And then we got to a certain place, and then the same thing started happening to me, and I'm like, what was that? Because I normally don't do that, but uh, you know, to me that was a sign that he's excited. He was ready for this, and uh, just I'm happy I was able to do that for him. And uh, another thing. Okay, so one thing I have really enjoyed, uh, and wow, just the little memories from like people and stuff. And I apologize if I sound like I'm a crybaby or whatnot, but it's the little things and the stories. Okay, so one thing I learned at the Idaho Falls Temple, my great grandfather, once upon a time, was kind of like the keeper of the grounds, and he was one that had to climb up to the top and put a red bulb at the top, just so airplanes wouldn't come and fly into the temple or something like that. So uh, I didn't know that, and then I was hearing uh, my uncles, they were saying, Yeah, I remember. So so grandpa, and so this is their grandpa. So uh, grandpa, when we were little kids, he would he would gather us together, and we'd get to go on a little tour and see all the rooms and stuff like that. So like, wow, I did not know that. Now, one thing for me though, I while I was single, the singles ward, did have an opportunity to go clean the temple, and one thing about that was afterwards they took us on a tour because not only is it everything there, but right next to it was the hospital, and underneath the temple there was a hallway that led to the hospital from the temple. Now I think that's because like a lot of old people were uh, going through and things like that, so maybe they just had just in case, or I'm not exactly sure. But there was a hallway between the temple and the hospital. There's a stake center now right there where the hospital was. That hospital is where I was born. In fact, 4 out of 5 of us Hatch kids were born in that hospital. My sister was the last one uh, in that one. Then they built Ermac, and that's where my youngest brother uh, was born. Forgot where it's going. I keep on going on tangents. I apologize for this. Uh, Yeah, so there was and I got to do that in the Idle Falls Temple. So really cool. Um, you know, I keep on going on tangents, and I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but I I, I felt like I needed to, talk about this. Just the little memories from like pieces and stuff like that. So here's another one, and I hope this is okay, but uh, I was there, and there was a piece of cloth that I found out my grandma made for my uncle there, and she was sewing it and stuff, and apparently back in the day that's what they did was instead of going to the distribution center or whatnot and buying the clothes, they made their own clothes. So doing this, she did a very good job, and I thought that was fascinating. Um, on this piece of cloth, there was a couple different colors too, and that's because you, back then, you used what you had, and grandma ran out of a certain color of thread, so she changed the color, and it was just like a lighter color. Uh, and then she finished it up. So he said that every time he sees that's that reminds him of my grandma. So thank you. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. I just needed a moment. Uh, I don't know if it's because I don't think I'm getting all my sleep, or things are just hitting me hard. But family is important. Uh, don't forget your families. So one thing I have learned, and it's about this channel, is I believe another reason why I needed to do uh, this channel is because just like these family reunions, we're 282. The old people are getting older. We're all getting older. And how do you keep everybody together? You know, uh, some of us cousins had a group meeting last night trying to decide if what's going to happen, what's the future of the free family reunions. What's fun is that I think I said this before. They wanted to call it Free For All, FREI. just fun. I like that. I thought, what about you could call it Freedom 2024 or something like that. Yeah, it's Free for All. I like that too. So, um, but what the brothers and what the brothers and sisters need is they just need to sit down, get together, and uh, group and reconnect. Because that's what family's for. Just to be there for each other. You get on with your life and you get busy and stuff. You don't see everybody, and with 282 people, I don't know everybody. I didn't know everybody there, but it's really nice to know. Hey, and when I came in, they're like, "Who's that?" And it's sad to hear and say, who are you?" But I totally get it. Like, um, one of my cousins thought I was another cousin. It's like, no, wait a minute, he's not around here, or he didn't come. But no, I'm Chris. Sorry. Um, so what's going to happen with the Free Family reunions? We had decided that maybe we can get to, make an announcement once a year. Um, pick a just a pick a week every year or something, like say, hey, this is what we're doing. We're having a get together. Maybe do it in different places, because it's been noticed that even they've been doing it here in Idaho because that's where mostly everybody is. And even those that live here um, aren't coming. My family, we're introverted, and yeah, it's hard for us to get in large groups. But those who are interested and want to keep the family together, y- you know, just like anything else, you got to make time, set it aside, and just do it. If it's important to you, you will make time and you will do it. Family is important. So I got to remember that. Um, I would. So we're thinking about doing it in different locations in a year, every year, but we need a place to centralize the information. I'm bringing this up because ha- I think this would be a great way. I can bring the news of the freeze or the hatches. Um, of course, my line, there's just a. So my brother, I got three brothers, one sister. Um, as far as the hatch line goes, the line just got really narrow, and then now it's spreading out with my family. I have like six cousins on one side and then 66 on the other side. Don't look into that too much. But yeah, I know everybody. They're getting old. The youngest cousin on my hatch on the hatch line is just a year older than me. So yeah, and someone needs to keep the families together. So I think this is a good way to go, to bring the news, updates, and things like that. If anybody has any ideas, and for those of you watching, I appreciate you, taking the time to do this. Uh, it may not be important to you, but yeah, for some people, and yeah, it is what it is. And um, I think when I do this, I try to share information that would be beneficial for everyone. Maybe I'm not the best at it, but I'm working on it. So I'm going to leave that with you. I think I've rambled on enough. So we will catch you next time. Thanks.